Oh my fucking god. I almost knocked over this donut and this coffee. Oh my god. I can't stop laughing. Holy shit. Okay, I need to talk about today. Listen, guys. I haven't made a video in a while. Last video I made was like, I think it was like a week ago. June 12th. That is more than a week ago now. Holy fuck! That's like 2 weeks ago. Oh wait, there we go. That's my professional lighting. Anyway, listen, I gotta tell you guys something. I got the number of a guy at work. I gotta tell you guys the lore here. It goes so deep. Okay, let me begin. I met this guy at work. Wait, no, wait, hold on. My hair, hello? I got braids, dude. I got braids. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that took 15 fucking hours. My friend who did them is actually in the other room, sleeping with my brother. So, we're going to the beach tomorrow. Guess what fucking time it is? It's 4:30 in the morning. So, yeah, that's how today's gonna go. So, anyway, I got the number from this guy because I met him, like, it was after June 12th, I think. Maybe? I don't know. I can't remember if he took a couple days off or if it was like a week and I didn't see him. I don't remember, but it was at max a week. I saw him walking around and I was like, oh my god, like, Anyway, I was immediately fascinated by this man. I don't know what it was. I mean, originally, I remember when at first I was taking down cardboard and I was pissed off because I was like, oh, Kevin's making me fucking take down cardboard. I don't want to do this right now. But I saw this man walking in the distance and he had fluffy hair. He had long fluffy hair, and you know what happens. You know what happens when I see a man with long hair. So I started freaking out. I was like, I gotta follow this guy. I gotta follow this guy around. And we happened to be going to the same place, and he was like, hey, I don't know what to do with this glass. I know this is for cardboard. And I was like, I don't fucking know either. And he was like, I'm new. And I was like, I'm kind of new too. I've been working here for like 7 months. And he was like, oh yeah, we're both new. And we started talking about stuff. I was like, I love your hair. Oh my god, it reminds me of Weird Al. And he was like, I know, people tell me that all the fucking time. I used to work at the place he's going to perform, because I told him I was going to go see him. And he was like, oh my god, they worked me to the bone, bro. And he told me later that they literally fucking worked him from, I think it was 4, I don't remember what it was. It was like 4 p.m. to midnight. No, 8 p.m. to midnight, I believe. And then 4 a.m. to another time or something. Like, it was just like constantly. And he said he was losing vision in one of his eyes, so he quit that job after 2 weeks, and then he started at the grocery store I work at. So anyway, this video is gonna be hard to watch because I'm so fucking tired, but so I met this guy and he was like, I'll see you around. And I was like, fuck yeah. I was just so happy after I saw him because I was like, oh my god. And I told my coworker Evan, I was like, I just met this guy. And he was like, oh my god, do you have a crush on a guy already? And I was like, no, I don't have a crush on him. Obviously, I don't have a crush on him. And then, like, it got fucked because I think I was thinking about him a little bit and I was like, this guy, like, I was fantasizing about, like, oh my god, the life I would have, you know. And then I saw him again and I started thinking about him a lot more. I was like, fuck, I think I have a crush on this guy. But I didn't want to tell anyone, even though everyone fucking knew. I remember I was too afraid to talk to him, so I started talking to my coworkers. I was like, hey, his name is Tavish, by the way. Sorry, what? That is such a weird name, which is a good thing. I like unique men. I like men that look weird. He definitely looks weird, not in a mean way, but he looks very unique. He's very pale. Very long, fluffy hair. He's an interesting face shape, and he's very thin for a guy. He has an eating problem, but he just looked very interesting, and he's not super tall. Like, he's like tall in the way that I think is tall people. I'm 5'1", so anyway, so I talked to my coworker Grace, and I was like, hey, is this guy weird? Is he a freak? Okay, is he a fucking freak? Because I can't be messing with other freak dudes. And he was like, no, I don't think so. The only weird thing I had with him, he came back later, he was like, the only weird situation I had with him was, he came up to me, and he was like, yo, you want to see a picture of my banana bread? And he was like, yeah, I guess so. And he pointed the phone at him like this, and he didn't break eye contact, and he was like, Grayson was like, that's cool. He said, moist, and he walked away. And he was like, yeah, I just wanted to tell you that that situation happened. And I was like, oh, okay. So this guy's like, he's a little quirky, okay, but he's not weird. Like, I need to know, is he insane? Because the other guy that I was like a little bit interested in, I thought I had a crush on him, but maybe I just wanted a boyfriend, I don't know. I immediately lost interest when another one of my coworkers was like, oh yeah, he got mad at my friend because she said that she didn't want to sleep with him. And I was like, I'm out, buddy. I'm out. So, the lore is, I was like, I don't know how to talk to this guy. I really want to say something to him, but I just can't. I was choking on my words, and that doesn't usually happen, but I was just so nervous around him, and it pissed me the fuck off. And, because the thing is, when I first talked to him, he was just, like, so easy to talk to. He was so friendly. But I just, like, couldn't, I just kept forgetting that it was like that. I fucking just happened to have a dream about him because, there was a night where I wanted to talk to him really bad, and I was, like, right by him. We were both leaving at the same time, and I saw him, and I literally hit my face, and I just, like, fucking speed walked away because I was just so nervous. And by the time I got to my car, I saw him walking out with another woman, and I was like, it's over. Clearly, because one of my coworkers said, sorry, my bunny. One of my coworkers said, he's single, you know, he's 20, you know, he's available. Milford. Whatever, I'll just let him have it. Anyway, when I saw him walking out with this woman, I was like, it's over. Then Grayson told me, he was like, she has an Asian boyfriend. Not that it matters that he's Asian, but she has an Asian boyfriend. Like, they're not flirting or anything. And I was like, okay. I happened to have a dream about him that night where he was over the intercom, and he was like, girl, I liked hanging out with you. I know you enjoyed my mixtapes. Let's get chicken wings later. Yeah. And then the intercom ended. There was a lot more to that dream, but that was basically, like, what was important. I woke up at 12:30 in the morning. I was like, I gotta write this down. I gotta tell someone that I had this dream. So I typed it either to someone or in my notes or something. I stayed up for 7 hours. I could not go back to sleep. Then I went to work. The next day I woke up early. I went in early because my mom needed me to go to shopping. And I just so happened to walk right into him. He kind of waved at me awkwardly, like, maybe it was just in my head, but I felt like he knew that I was, like, awkward, and, like, maybe he, like, fucking saw that I walked is the right word. Yeah, speed walked. I feel like that's not the right word. Speed walking away from him. So maybe he thought it was awkward, but, so, I was like, you know, like, I didn't know what to say. I was like, hi, and then we, like, got here, right there, and I said, I had a dream about you. Bro, I told my coworkers this afterwards, and they're like, Sam, that's so weird to say, and I was like, if he can't match my freak, he's not worth the time, you know? So, and he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, dude, you were over the intercom talking about mixtapes and chicken wings, I don't know. And he was like, really? That is so accurate. And I was like, I knew immediately, this guy's such a dork, and I was like, oh my god. And he was like, what kind of music was I talking about? And, I was like, oh, it wasn't anything specific. And he said, oh, really? Because I really like metal. I have a Megadeth shirt on, or this shirt. And he pulled it down. He was like, oh, it's so cool. And I was like, oh, that's so nice. Like, I didn't know what to say. And he was like, yeah, I gotta get back to the cash register, but, I'll see you around. And I was like, oh yeah, and I was so fucking happy. I was like, I finally talked to this guy. It wasn't scary at all. He's such a fucking nerd loser. I mean, not loser, oh my god, I didn't mean to say that. He's such a fucking nerd dork, and I was so mad at myself because I couldn't talk to him before, but he was just so sweet. and I was just so happy. But then I was like, I don't see him around as much. Like, where is he? Like, is he avoiding me? Like, I see him up front doing his job, but he doesn't come around the kitchen anymore. So I started freaking out, and I was like, no, I'm being stupid. Like, this is obviously so stupid. And then I was just like going up and down, being depressed. And I was looking at my journal, and I wrote in my journal a couple days ago, I hate him, and then I love him, and then I love him, and I hate myself, and because he hurts me so much. But does he really hurt me, or is it me? And that's facts, because it was me. Let me think. I don't remember exactly what happened. I had a fucking mental breakdown real quick, because he wasn't showing up to work, and it was like 2 days I didn't see him, and I was just freaking out for some reason. So, yeah, that was really weird. I don't remember, but, then I told him, I was like, dude, come down to the kitchen so I can say hi to you, because I have something to talk about. And I was just gonna talk about music. I was just gonna be like, hey, fucking, like, yeah. But he forgot, and I freaked the fuck out in my car. I started crying. I was just like, oh my god, he hates me, he doesn't want to talk to me ever again, he's lying to me. And then I saw him 2 days later, and he was like, I came up to him, because I realized I had free will, that I could talk to him whenever I wanted. I didn't have to wait for the right moment for him to cross my path. I could just go up to him and talk to him. So I did that. This video, I'm not going to have enough time to talk. There's so much fucking lore. Okay. Part 2 video, then you guys will actually pay attention to what the fuck I say, because you won't be overstimulated. Anyway, so, I talked to him, and I'm like, hey, oh no, I fucking see him, and I'm like, boo! He's doing carts, and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry about Monday. I totally forgot, totally slipped my mind. You gotta beat me over the head with a rubber mallet to make me remember stuff. And I was like, this guy, that was the moment I was like, this guy, he's a funny man, okay? He's a silly little guy, okay? He's so fucking stupid. So, and that's in a very lighthearted, fucking joking, sweet manner to call him stupid and a dork and a nerd. Like, I'm not being aggressive. Don't mean to be. And, he was like, I was like, we should talk again. This was like 2 days ago now. This is the 2 days ago. This is very important 2 days ago. And I was like, hey, we should talk again. Because I believe, oh yeah, so the day prior, I was like, what was it? Oh, fuck, I don't remember. The day prior, yeah, oh my god. Oh yeah, he wasn't there, he wasn't at work. The day prior, he wasn't at work, and I told everyone, I was like, I'm hurting so much. These feelings are hurting me so much. I asked people for advice. I was like, how do you ask out a guy? People knew immediately who I was talking about. I asked Madison in the bakery, who I never fucking talked to, but she knows me. I talked to Evan. I talked to, my new coworker, Lesha. I talked to Riot. I talked to like, a lot of people that I trusted. And they were like, you gotta do this, you just write him a note. Oh, you should just tell him, you should be like, oh my god, you're so chill, do you have Snapchat? You should just tell him, like, straight up, like, hey, do you want my number? And that's what I ended up doing. I was like, I want to give him my number. So, I talked to him, I go up there, I'm like, boo, you should come to the kitchen later. And he was like, yeah, sure, do you want to just tell me now? And I was like, no, I'm busy, because I had, like, some parts planned out. Originally, I thought we would just walk out, just to be like, hey, I want to talk about music and shit, and also you should give me your number. I thought it was going to be 3 minutes, but how wrong I was. So, to leave you on a little bit of a cliffhanger, he was like, hey, let's meet up on our breaks, or did you take your break? And I was like, no. So he said, okay, what about 7:30? And I was like, oh, sure, that's fine. So, I got fucking nervous, and I was like, oh my god, what if he forgets? It's like, an hour I have to wait. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. So I'm like, he told me we should meet up. So I was like, I was hyped, and it ended up happening, guys. So to leave you on a fucking cliffhanger, so you watch my fucking video.